Welcome everybody to a World of Tanks replay. My name's Maxwell and today's replay is from the user Pego in the FV304 on a standard battle on the Mountain Pass. FV is a tier 6 artillery piece for the British, and yes, your eyes do not deceive you. I'm bringing you a scumbag artillery replay, but this one's very, very nice, and you can hardly call the FV304, even after the nerfs, a full-on artillery piece. Plays a lot more like a light tank with a giant howitzer, although, I mean, let's not beat around the bush, it is still an artillery piece, so apologies in advance, but I found that this replay was entertaining, and it did show some really good map awareness and some skill from the players, so you know what, I decided to bring you it anyway, and at the end of the day, it's my choice what gets shown. If you hate it, then obviously just dislike the video and leave me a very nasty comment telling me how much you hate me. Sorry, lost my train of thought there. So, going to focus in on a Rudy here. As you can see, he is using the Artillery Helper mod. Not quite sure what that one is called, but again, we're going to forgive him because this game was pretty damn well played. Showed some great skill and awareness by the player. That one obviously landed. We'll not know until the post screen exactly how much damage that was. Going to move forwards now as his gun is ever so slightly out of range, because like I said, the FV304 isn't quite a full-on artillery piece. Going to focus in on these guys here. He has got a good angle. You can see the angle that he's at allows him to fire past this mountain. There's quite a lot of artillery safe spots in this map. But if the artillery can position themselves properly, then that's not going to be an issue. Gets a great hit on the T28 there. Going to focus on the KV85 or the Chaffee instead. I think going to go towards the Chaffee just because he would have been a softer target, but the KV85 is a much bigger threat. That shot just about misses the KV85 there. And with artillery, you have to weigh up the difference between getting a penetrating hit and hitting a slower moving target. The Chaffee would almost certainly penetrate, but again, the Chaffee got a lot less chance of actually hitting the damn thing because of how quick it is and how much it'll be moving. KV85's biggest threat so far on this flank, especially facing off against the BDR there. Sets him on fire for a beautiful hit there. As you can see, these guys desperate to try and get artillery safe by hugging the little mound in the terrain there, but it's not quite enough. He's still able to see all the way over the top of it thanks to his positioning. I'm going to switch back across to the KV85 now, who is moving forwards and backwards, but nowhere near enough. That one's not quite enough to take him out, as you saw. And he got to offer some support here, as the Allied team is playing very, very far back. Gets the kill on the A43. There is an AT here as well, but he is artillery safe, as is the rest of these guys. Nope, KV85 decides to move out. He gets obliterated now by the BDR. Just going to sit here and rain down some fire. Chaffee tracked. If he hasn't got much of a reload skill, repair skill, then the FV is going to reload faster than he can repair. Could almost see some of the Churchill 3 here, but the Churchill 3 is about to get hit by this BDR. Although, I think the BDR may have just been hit by artillery, which is why he's sat still and not moving. Pego trying desperately to get a shot on this Churchill Mark III, but it looks like it's not to be. So he's going to have to relocate again. Going to move to the centre of the map. The Allies have kind of overrun the enemy on the far right-hand side, although that Rudy has got in behind them. So he doesn't have to worry about anybody being in the river. He can just make a quick run across. Going to try and climb the other side in an effort to get behind these tanks and land some shots on them. But if he's not quick and not careful, and that last medium tank is going to die before he's able to do anything. He's trying to thread the needle between the two hills, but it looks like he hasn't quite got the clearance. Going to have a shot at this 88 by the looks of it, but I think that one might just hit the mountain. It's a little bit of a speculative shot. Nope, did hit him right in the side, threading the needle right between the two mountains. But just as the M4 Sherman falls, he's going to have to turn tail and run, as his allies on the far right-hand side have been taken out as well. The Rudy and the T25 doing a good job of eliminating the allies over there. And this is left to 3 tanks, 2 artillery, and that archer on the hill. So Pego gonna do the smart thing and drop back to defend the base. The only eyes that they have now is this archer. He really needs to stay on top of the hill, but it looks like he's moving. He is. He's moving down off the hill for some reason. To be honest, he needs to be up there in cover and get first eyes on any enemy tanks moving in, so that the M41 and this FV304 can fire at them. It looks like he's abandoning his post. No, he's climbing back up now as the Rudy comes in from the left-hand side. The M41 just obliterates the Rudy there. He's got no chance, but got to be careful, as the enemy team does also have 2 artillery. And that might be coming in onto the M41 any moment now. Churchill 3 making a move in. Pego's got to be careful, as he's going to be first one in the line of fire. Can see the Churchill. He's going to just slot this one over the top of the mountain. And that one lands right in his face for 350 damage. That was an excellent, excellent shot there to take out the Churchill 3. That's absolutely what they needed at that point, was just to eliminate one of the enemy tanks early on. T-25 is going to come charging in. Pego's going to have to make a predictive shot, which he does, and takes him out. That was an excellent bit of work there. He's going to move up on the hill to take the archer's position. 4 against 2 at the moment. Asking the archer what killed him. I wasn't paying attention either. Just like the replay the other day. I didn't pay attention to who got killed by what. Not sure if that's just a blind shot or not, or whether Pego's been spotted coming up here. My guess is it would just be a blind shot. Although I don't know if he's got Sixth Sense or not. That's how much attention I pay when I'm narrating replays. No idea whether he's got Sixth Sense and whether it's gone off. There we go, he does have Sixth Sense. So that earlier shot was probably just a speculative shot. Gonna try and get a hit on this 88, but he's got to be careful of the M44, who's going to be able to poke himself up the hill. Oh, what a shot to take out the 88 there as the M44 backs off. Realises he hasn't got the gun elevation to be able to hit up here, but he's backed off all the way now, and he definitely has got the gun elevation. So Pego's going to have to make a run for it. He did. His ally, though, in the M41, did get taken out, using the fog of war to his advantage now, making a run down the hill and stopping and turning back up the hill, making the enemy team think that you've gone all the way down the hill when you haven't. He's got to fire at this birch gun. He missed, but the birch gun fires as well, and I think he's probably safe from the M44, so he can really take his time aiming, which he does. Birch gun fires on the move. There's no chance that one was going to hit, but Pego's shot lands true and just takes out the birch gun. And still the T40 and this M44 to deal with, though. Not really sure where the M44 is. He could have flanked all the way around and gone down the A line, and he would never have known. Nope, he's just sat around this area here, for some reason staring off to the left there. He's going to give it all or nothing, and he does get the kill. It was an all or nothing move there. He was going to slide down the hill and try and fire at him. If he'd missed, the M44 would have been able to turn around and just plant one straight in his face to take him out. And as it is, the gamble paid off and Pego picked up the kill. Now he's just got to find this T40. Got to play it very carefully, though. Although he's done an excellent, excellent job of coming back on this one. The T40 is just going to be able to wreck his face if he finds him and catches him out in the open. Not really sure where this T40 is. There's still 5 minutes on the clock, so there's plenty of time for them to go hunting for each other. Like I said, Pego's got all the time in the world. Gonna head through the center of the map, because it's the shortest route to the enemy base, which is Pego's plan. He hasn't seen the T40, so he's thinking that the T40's either camping or hope beyond hope that he is AFK. It could be in those trees there, though. His Sixth Sense hasn't gone off, so maybe time to move into the cap circle. Nope, decides to veer to the left. He's going to try and find him. rather than go for the base capture. Doesn't want to move into the cap circle because that would alert the T40 to his presence. He's going to sit in the bushes himself. Thinks that the T40 is going to be all the way over here for some reason. Nope, T40 is in his own base. So now it's going to be a case of turning tail and getting all the way back to his own base. Again, skirts around the left-hand side of the enemy cap circle. As if he'd passed through it even just a little bit, the T40 would have known where he was. But he's got still quite a few seconds on the cap clock. He's going to come in, try and find the T40. T40's lightly armoured, so if he can find him and get the first shot, he can take him out. He knows that he can afford to take one shot or two from him. He does. He takes it on the chin, takes out the T40, and that is the victory. So awesome replay there by Pago, picking himself up 8 kills. Well-deserved Radley Walters medal and 3,000 points of damage in the FV304 SPG. So awesome game from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget, guys, if you've got yourself a great replay, send that into replay@screenreality.com. Link for that's in the description. Just attach the replay file itself or the link to the What Replay website to the email, and I can check that one out for you. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, you found it useful, informative, you learned something, or you just thought it was fun, think about hitting that subscribe button, because there's a lot more World of Tanks content on this channel. I've been Maxwell, it's been a World of Tanks replay, and I'll catch you guys next time.